Hello guys, my name is Ben Brinton and today I'm going to be back with another video. Firstly, before I open up this video, I should probably just apologise for the lack of videos I've been making recently. I've been very busy with a lot of stuff, especially school, as like the most recent videos I've been making were around like half term, which is basically just I don't know if it's like a British thing or not, but basically it's where you get a couple of weeks off, and since we're back to school, and there's a lot of busy stuff that I need to do and all that. I have to pretty much do that stuff. But I haven't completely forgot about YouTube. I still have commented on a couple of people's videos and all that stuff. But anyways, ignoring that, let's get on to the topic of this video today, and that is going to be the new album from Gorillaz. This album is Humanz from Gorillaz, like I just said, released 2017 on Parlophone, I believe, and for those who know, Gorillaz is my all-time favourite band. I just love their fusion of different types of genres, and I pretty much like all of their albums. I have all their albums here. I have, show them off. Gorillaz, G-Sides, Demon Days, D-Sides, Plastic Beach, The Fall, and the Singles Collection. The only ones I don't have are Space Monkeys, and that's about it. I mean, there are a couple songs which I do want to buy on Space Monkeys. So, there is that. And on vinyl, I do have the self-titled album on vinyl as well. You can see me look at it in another video, because I've already done an unboxing of it. And some other things as well. I have the recent issue of the Q magazine, which has Gorillaz on the front cover. And this front cover was exclusively done by Jamie Hewlett. And it just looks amazing, really. I love it. I love the album. I love the cover of this. Especially love Murdoch in the background as well. Holding, I can't tell, he's like holding, I think it's like a type of animal. I'm not too sure what it is. But, might be a squirrel or something like that. And another reason why I've been kind of busy lately is because technology I've been focusing to make this. It's a little like speaker that I made. I've done all the circuit parts, connecting this, like soldering it and all that. I won't go too into depth of how I made it, but the reason why I mention this is because the patterns on it are replicants towards the album cover of Demon Days, and that was what I chose for it. And I think it looks really cool. Maybe I could have chosen a couple of different colors, but there's that. But let's just get on to it. So Humanz, the new album. It's been a couple of years since they last released stuff. It's a huge debate. Pardon me. It's been a huge debate debating on what was the last album. Some people say it was Plastic Beach, while others say it's The Fall. So it's about 6-7 years. Though technically, Do Your Thing, which featured Andre 3000 and James Murphy from LCD Sound System on the song, was released back in 2012. So technically, it's like 5 years without a Gorillaz like material, pretty much. And this album here was kind of released out of the blue. Well, not really, because there was a lot of hype built around it, which was made courtesy of mainly Jamie Hewlett, I'd say, who has been introducing tons of artwork, as well as Damon Albarn, pretty much just mentioning Gorillaz and what their state is, pretty much. So it's been a long wait since like whatever the hell their last album was. It was either The Fall or The Plastic Beach. I'm gonna go with The Fall because technically that is kind of a studio album in a sense, because it wasn't like B-sides. But this is on vinyl. This is I've already showed this off in another video, but I'm just gonna show off this part here. I won't show off the inner sleeves because, like I said, I already did a sealed video on that. But and basically this album is described as a kind of soundtrack to the end of the world. Like it's a huge, kind of like it says on the Q magazine. Let's make a record for the what? Let's make a party record for the world going nuts, which basically means, because a ton of stuff is happening in the world right now, and it's not just Trump and all that, it's just all sorts of things really. But I've been excited for this album. Well, obviously, it's still my favourite band, but also as well to hear the features on this album. For people like Danny Brown to drum. It's been quite is quite exciting about it. And finding out that when we got the power, it had No Gallagher on it, which I love No Gallagher's work. I especially love No Gallagher's High Flying Birds, the album Chasing Yesterday, and of course Oasis. The work on Oasis, of course, is absolute gold. And let's just get on with the album then. So what do I personally think of this album? Now, I've been trying to think of where I could place this album. I'm including the 4 in this, so out of all the 5 albums, Self-Titled, Demon Days, Plastic Beach, The Fall, and Humanz now, I would probably have to say this is my least favourite, actually. I mean, it's not bad at all. In fact, I think it's a really good album, but I'd say it's far from their best, honestly. I'm not disappointed in this album at all. I think it succeeded in what it tried to be, and I absolutely love some of these songs on this album. But it's not necessarily their best, in my opinion. It's probably their worst, but, you know, don't take that as a bad insult or anything like that. Hell, if I was including the B-sides albums, you know, D-sides and G-sides, it probably would be probably still would be at the bottom, honestly. Because, honestly, it sounds weird, but I kind of prefer G-sides to this album. I'm not going to say. But anyways, continuing with this album. So, as you know, the first song technically released, which was on this album, was Hallelujah Money featuring Benjamin Clementine. A song which, even though it's a single, I have a feeling it's going to go very underappreciated because I think it's a fantastic song. One of the best on this album, honestly. It's very much the song that definitely shows what Damon's talking about when it comes to a party to the end of the world. And this song pretty much shows the absolute doom and of like what will happen and pretty much all the issues that all the governments and all that stuff are having with right now and how pretty much corrupt this whole world is. So it's a very dark song in that nature, but it's executed very well, and Benjamin Clementine has some of the most amazing vocals on this album, honestly. I love him. I love his vocal delivery. And Damon, or 2D, in a sense, when 2D comes up in a song, it's kind of like a beacon of hope, in a sense. Like, he sings about how we are still humans, and it shows that even if, like, the song is talking about, like, the really dark topics, the sign that there is still hope, as we are still humans and we can fix this, pretty much shows this. And this is also kind of like followed up in the song We Got the Power. Wow, it's very much like showing that we can still fix this, but I'll talk about that song just in a bit. But anyways, let's go on to this album track by track. So, the first song is Intro, I Switched My Robot Off, which features the I forgot the character's name, but he was in Star Wars Rogue One, I know that. And he was the one that in the intro, spoilers if you haven't seen the film, skip about 10 seconds, but you know, he's the one that kills Rey. He's the one that kills the mother, if you know what I mean. But anyways, so intro, I switched my robot off, or I'm just gonna call it I switched my robot off. It's not like anything special. I mean, I do enjoy these like interludes as I'm gonna go on with them. And it definitely does really tie into the next song, which is called Ascension, featuring Vince Staples. I've already talked about this song on my track reviews of it, and I love it, honestly. It's a very amazing song, honestly. Like, some of these songs, which are viewed kind of by the features, perspectives on what would they do on the end of the world, and Vince Staples would just party, pretty much. Party, as shown by the main lyric of the song, "The sky's falling, baby, drop that ass before it crash," basically. And I love it, honestly. I think it's a very explosive song, I'd say. Maybe not like explosive in the terms that it's really like a huge heavy rock song in a sense. It's just a very it's very electronic and very hip hop song. But I'll go on to the electronics later on in the album because it plays a big part in this album. Very synthy as well, I'd say. And I love it, honestly. One of the best songs on this album, in my opinion. And next up, we go with another song which I love, which may also come off as a bit of an underrated song, Strobelite featuring Bevan Everett. The song doesn't feature Damon Albarn that much on this. I don't think it actually features him at all, actually. But it's a very 70s disco inspired song, kind of mixed in with the synthiness of this album. And I think it works effectively, especially Pevin Everett's vocal delivery. Excellent work there. And from time to time, there's also a choir, which is referred to as the Humanz on this album. And they do a great job as well. I actually adore this song. It's very much a song which I can dance to from time to time. And next up, we got Saturn's Bars. I won't talk about some of the singles on this album too much, but what I will say is Saturn's Bars is still on the right song. I can't say it's one of my favourites. It's definitely a song which has grown a bit more on me. I really do like it. It's just not one of my personal favourites. Next up, we got Moments. This is another song I've been anticipating. And a lot of people do not like this song, honestly. This is mainly because of how much of the percussion's used, the autotune which is used in some of the segments in their so's vocal deliveries. Now, I like the use of percussion. It very much is a very bouncy song, I'd say. But I'm not a huge fan of the autotune, honestly. However, everything besides from that is really good. I mean, the part where I believe it might be Noodle that's singing. I really like that, and the kind of jittery vocals of 2D just inserted in the song, and the whole moments how that's presented in the song as a very kind of over dramatic way, if you know what I'm saying. But what can I say? It's absolutely good, great song. Not one of the best on this album, but it's definitely in the middle somewhere. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is, honestly. The non-conformist oath is quite funny interlude, I must say. Like I said, I won't talk about these interludes too long, but there is that. Submission featuring Danny Brown and Kalela. This is a song I've been hyping because Danny Brown is on this song, and I checked out his album Atrocity Exhibition last year, and it is a fantastic album. I absolutely love it to death. And I've been looking forward to seeing Danny Brown on this album, especially on a Gorillaz album. I thought it would be really good, and I thought it would be a very explosive song. And the song we got isn't the explosive song that I thought it would be, but it's still pretty good. I don't mind it. Maybe I feel like Danny Brown could have been used in a different environment in the song, but overall, from what we can tell, well, from my perspective, it's used quite well. I'd say the best performance actually isn't Danny Brown, but more Kalela. I actually really do adore how she sings and all that. And of course, the songwriting on these albums is not on this album is still very strong, especially on this song here. And yeah, and Damon does bring. I believe Damon does bring a couple of lines here and there on the song. But back onto the Danny Brown side, Danny Brown vocals, very used alright. I mean, they're not. I would kind of wish that it was kind of used in a different setting, but overall, they're used very fine. And Danny Brown definitely does bring out a great performance on this song. Next up, we got Charger featuring Grace Jones. This is one of my absolute favourites on this album. I love the use of the guitar on this album, which is kind of played throughout the song. And, I say absolutely love it, honestly. Grace Jones is probably one of the best vocalists on this album, because she does repeat the line, I am the ghost, and it definitely does sound quite menacing, honestly. And Damon does return, 2D does return on this album, on this song here, and does definitely bring out a great verse, honestly. And I love it, honestly. It's very rock. It's probably one of the heaviest songs on this album. The song which definitely uses guitar quite a lot. Absolutely love it. And here's another song which I absolutely adore. Elevator Going Up. Just the delivery on this song for 2 seconds of the song. Just the guy saying Elevator Going Up is a very inspiring message, honestly. I absolutely adore it. Next up, we got Andromeda. Like I said, I won't mention this song too much, as I've already mentioned it. But, like I say, great song. One of the best on this album. Joanne brings excellent lines to the song. Maybe it could have been used on the song a bit too, like some more, but you know, this is probably one of the closest we have to a solo song on this album. And next up, this song, Andromeda, leads into Busted in Blue very well, and Busted in Blue is hands down the best song on this album. A lot of people have said that, and I have a feeling that this song is probably gonna be very acclaimed by a lot of people, and a lot of people are probably gonna be playing this song a lot, and this may become one of the more popular non-singles, but Busted in Blue is fantastic. It's a very much kind of reminds me of songs like On Melancholy Hill, and more specifically Amarillo from The Fall, which poor The Fall doesn't get mentioned that much. I really like The Fall. I don't know why people hate it. Don't hate on The Fall, please. I'm just joking. If you don't like The Fall, that's fine with me. But anyways, back onto the Busted in Blue. This is the only song on the album which doesn't feature a prime vocalist, like a different vocalist. Though Kalela does appear on this song from time to time, it's mostly 2D on this song, and Damon brings out so effective choruses on this album, on this song, and I just absolutely love it. It's a very atmospheric song. It reminds me of just being lost in space, just floating around, traveling around, and oh, I love it to death. It definitely is the best on this album, and songs like Charger, Hallelujah Money, and another one which I will mention soon. Just great. Interlude Talk Radio's up next, and I've completely forgot what this interlude sounds like. I'm not even joking. Apologies for that, but pretty much from what I remember, it's basically just the same like any other, like all of the interludes on this album. So there is that. Next up, we go on to Carnival. I like this song. I mean, it's not the best, honestly. It's probably probably near the bottom, but I still like it. I think it kind of does get brushed over a bit too much because Anthony Hamilton does bring out really good verse on this song, and sprinkles of Damon here and there are really effective on this song. I absolutely love it. Well, I don't love it. I like it. My issue with the song is probably the instrumentals. I mean, they're not used that greatly, honestly, but you know, there's that. Next up, we have Let Me Out, and yeah, you're probably going to kill me for this, because this is actually one of my favourites. The reason why you're probably going to kill me for this is because I did kind of bring out a bit of a negative review of it on my Let Me Out track review. Well, not really negative, it's just very mediocre. And used in the context of this album, Let Me Out is definitely a song that has grown on me immensely, and I just really, really like this song. Some of the best things I like about the song, Mavis Staples and Damon Albarn bring out some great lines. However, I love Pusha T on this song, and this is probably one of the more political songs, as it has the words Trump and Obama censored, but you can definitely on Pusha T's verses, but you can definitely tell what he's saying, and this is probably one of the more political songs, as it very much describes, well, Obama is like gone, Trump's here. How's the world gonna survive now, basically? And this song is constructed excellently. I love how it is constructed. And the vocals have definitely grown on me, especially Damon's. I wasn't really a huge fan. I thought they were very dreary, but you know what? They have very much grown on me. Another interlude I've forgotten about is Penthouse. I think that's kind of an issue. I mean, some of the interludes definitely I can remember, but others I can't remember that much. Also as well, the interlude, The Elephant, I can't really remember as well. So I guess that's an issue. The interludes aren't really that memorable. Sex Murder Party comes up next with Jamie Principle and Zebra Cats. And this is my least favourite on this album, honestly. It's a very mediocre song, honestly. Definitely the worst of this album. Just because the title, Sex Murder Party, that sounds like it would be a very explosive song, wouldn't it? Filled with full of life and all that. It would be very good, wouldn't it? This song is so boring, honestly. The instrumentals are very basic, and Jamie Principle and Zebra Cats don't really bring out great performances. I mean, Damon Albarn thankfully does kind of revive the song a bit, and the instrumentals do get better over time if I listen to them from time to time, but this is one of the worst songs on this album because it's just very boring, honestly. Next up, we have She's My Collar, featuring Kali Uchis, and this is another song which is very much going to be built up as one of the best from fans, and it's very much a song which is looked upon quite well. And I don't love it as much as everyone else does, but I definitely do like this song. Especially Kali Uchis, who brings out great lines on this song, and I just, she's very effective on this song. And Damon Albarn also as well brings out great choruses. But I say the best part of this song is the instrumentals, because it's just quite catchy, honestly. I really do enjoy him. Like I said, The Elephant is a interlude which I've forgotten about. I already talked about Hallelujah Money. I think it's one of the best on this album. And we move on to the final song, We Got the Power, featuring Jenny Beth. And admittedly, it's kind of down in the worst pile, but it's not that low. In fact, I still say I do like this song. It's probably along the lines of Carnival, honestly. And so, as I said, the song features Jenny Beth, but also features vocals from Noel Gallagher, which gets me excited because Damon and Noel working together is something that I've always wanted to see. And it also features drum as well. But, what can I say? We Got the Power. I like the instrumentals. In fact, I love it. It's a very melancholic song. And all the artists on this song bring out great performances. However, the only thing that does kind of bring it down is the message, as it is a very cheesy message, honestly. Like, we got the power to do this, we can fight, It's kind of cheesy and cliched, honestly. That's the only thing that does drag this song down a bit. I'm just looking at 2D all the time, really, because I just love the art on this album. If you're wondering why I keep looking down, and also the track lists as well. But anyways, we got the power. It's still a good song. It's not one of the best. In fact, it's probably one of the worst, but I still like it. And that's it. Overall, this album is very perplexing at first listen, but overall, it is a very concise album overall. I mean, I do have my issues with it, and Sex Murder Party is a song which I do not like that much. But overall, this album is very good. It's probably the worst, honestly, but that doesn't mean anything bad at all. It just means if I had to rank them, it would probably be at the bottom. But you know what? This album succeeds at what it does very well. And overall, I would have to give it a... this is going to be my rating system from now on. I'm going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. Or a 4 out of 5. Because the out of 5s I'm going to be doing... Because, 0 equals 0 out of 10, 1 equals 0.5, so on. You can get the idea of it. Kind of like ARTV's ranking system, rating system. Why did I say that? But yeah, that's it. Humanz. I would recommend this album. This probably won't be my favorite album of this year, because 2 albums which I absolutely love this year are the new Father John Misty album, Pure Comedy, and the Jesus and Mary Chain, Damage and Joy. Those are the 2 albums which I absolutely love and probably will definitely be contenders for the best album of this year. This album will still get mentioned. It'll probably be at number 5 or something like that. Spoilers, but we got the rest of the year to deal with. It's not even halfway yet, but it's very close to halfway. But it's that. But anyways, my name is Ben Brinton. Sorry for the lack of videos lately. Just been very busy with stuff. My next video should either be a bands I'm listening to video or the Gorillaz Top 10, which I keep talking about but never release. But anyways, my name is Ben Brinton, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.